Hi everyone, and welcome to the Ethereal Tarot channel. My name is Alexa, and I'm so thankful to have you here with me today as we look into what life you are creating. Very exciting topic. I hope that you find this reading very insightful and confirming to your experiences thus far. I will say this reading is definitely a bit unpredictable. Particularly for me, I was not expecting for a lot of what came through to come through these readings, but yeah, I will say it's interesting to say the least. But we do have 3 groups to choose from in this reading today. Left to right timestamps can be found in the description for whenever you know which group or groups is calling to you the most. Trust yourself in this process. You know what's best. So let's take a look at each option, starting off with group 1. For you, we have this card here, Direction Guardian. Group 2, for you, we have the Shaolin Master. And group 3, for you, we have the Lady. So, of course, take your time. Pause the video if you need just a few more seconds to contemplate your decision. No problem. I'll be here regardless, okay? So I shall see you in your readings very soon. I look forward to it. Hello, group 1, and welcome to your reading on what life are you creating? So let's go on and see what that may be for you, group 1. What life is group 1 creating? What life are they creating, please? Group 1. Whoa. You know, for you, group 1, I feel this energy of slow and steady wins the race. It feels as if there is a plan in mind that you have, and there seems to be an ideal of stability that you're yearning for, or a path that grants you more financial security in your life. I feel you may be working towards a vision for yourself, and you may be the first to accomplish something, whether that is in your family or just in your community in some way, or friend group, whatever the case may be. It does seem like you are creating a life that feels more free. Financially keeps coming up for me, so for many of you this is about pursuing financial freedom or pursuing a path that provides you with more leisure in your schedule and in your day. It seems like you are on some type of tunnel vision path where you have this idea of what steps you need to take in order to reach a level of freedom. But for some of you, it may feel like a narrow path, or that there could be like a rigidity in the pursuit of this freedom. Almost like you have to abide by a level of authority in order to become the authority. And for some of you, you may have already come into this time of freedom, or you're getting a taste of freedom in some way and what that feels like, and trying to understand what steps to take in order to restructure your life to allow for more exploration in your everyday activities or just expanding the scope of what you want your life to look like. And regardless of where you all are in your journey, group one, I do feel that you are going to create a life of personal and financial freedom where you do have the opportunity to explore your interests and your hobbies, especially for those of you who may have felt stifled in some areas of personal development or some areas of understanding what you truly do like to do. I do feel you will get to know yourself in that way. And I do sense that it will lead to some type of energy of being reborn or coming into a new sense of self, and perhaps attracting you to different types of people or pulling in different relationships that help you to expand your sense of self. But that's only one card. Group one. So let's get a bit more information here for you about the life that you are creating. Group one, please. What life are they creating? Group one, what life are they creating? Oh, do you see that? Right in my face, too. The Magician. Yeah, there seems to be an ideal life that you are working towards, or for some of you, this is implementing your mind or your mental capabilities towards some type of future. It seems like your intelligence and expanding your education for some of you, or expanding your mind and the knowledge that you have, is going to be pivotal to you reaching certain levels in your life. There's a lot of symbolism here of transformation and reformation. And perhaps for some of you, this is going to include you making some type of bodily transformation, or your body is undergoing some type of new change, or your appearance will be changing. For some of you, you are creating a life of encouraging other people to change certain habits that they may have. You know, it's making me think of like a person who, let's say, loses a lot of weight, and then people try to look to that person and ask them like, how did you do it? Or someone who underwent rigorous surgery, perhaps for a sickness, and they got through it. It's making me think of like remission, and people are going to come to you for advice or information. I just get this sense of authority about you, group one. So becoming some type of figure seems to be important, especially with this Magician card. I do feel your knowledge and your wisdom will help you in the long run. And I keep hearing again and again, slowly but surely, like moving ahead, maybe not at the pace that you would like for things to be moving at, but I do feel that the time that you are waiting for things to happen in your life, that is the time of the most change and transformation, not only of your physical appearance, but also of your sense of self and what you value and what you are motivated by and what you truly want to have in your life. It seems that you will come across many opportunities to reevaluate your path before you fully commit to something. And for some of you, I am feeling like now is one of those times where it's a good time to check in with where you are, and if you are satisfied with how things are going, because you still have an opportunity to change the direction of things. But honestly, with that Magician card coming out in Ginseng, there's like a spark about you, or some ideal. I keep going back to an ideal. So for some of you, you could already have a vision for the life that you want, and I do see that you are creating that vision, and it is happening. But the state of your mind, group one, is the most important in actually seeing these desires manifest in your physical reality, group one. So really making sure that you trust in the changes that are making, whoa, trust in the changes that you are making, trust in the insight that you receive, whether that comes through some form of spiritual practice or through another person. For some of you, it's through education as well. I keep seeing that. Let me get more here for you, group 1. Yeah, there's just a level of power that I'm noticing in your group. So for a lot of you, there's like an energy of leadership or coming into a leadership position. I heard eventually, if you are not already in that position. Can we get more information, please, for group 1? Group 1, please. What life are they creating, group 1? Yeah, see, there's some sense of you coming into the light. You know, that's really interesting. I think that's why the message kept coming through slowly but surely, because for some of you, you could still be in this energy of feeling like you're not being completely recognized for your effort or your talent, or feeling as if your skills aren't being utilized in the correct manner, or you're having to build certain skills that you don't think are necessary right now. But internally, it's helping your mind to conceptualize things and expanding your ability to problem solve. I see like new neurons being created in your brain just by learning things overall. So you could be in this adjustment period or in this time of learning, whether this is in a new job or you being promoted to a new role, or you even just starting some type of new habit or cutting out old habits. It's really restructuring your brain chemistry at this time and allowing for an expansion of insight about yourself in the ways that you wish to expand. It's very interesting. Group 1, it feels a bit internal at this time, but also highly spiritual. So for a lot of you, you're creating a life that is more spiritual or is going to involve some type of transition from a life of materialism into one of more spiritual values, one that honors the relationship with the earth, perhaps. I do feel for some of you, you could be going into work that involves sustainability or involves some type of service to humanity in some way. And for a lot of you, this could come after a time of travel, potentially long distance travel, whether that's overseas or across the country. Travel could be very important to your life's progression as well, group 1. But I do see that you gaining some type of information through traveling or through education will help you to arrive into a new position of leadership or prominence. But it does seem like you have to go through a time of being in the background and gaining information and doing research perhaps, or undergoing a process of study or education. I keep saying that. So that seems important for you, group 1. But a sense of security, I do feel you're creating, not only financially, because for a lot of you, the focus could be financial, but through this pursuit of financial or material security, I do feel that you will be going deeper into why that matters so much to you. And if it is rooted in some type of fear around not feeling safe or always feeling like something is on the verge of being lost. Yeah, I feel like a soul searching energy with you, group 1. So that could be in the cards for you. You know, it's already here, that there will be a time that you reevaluate your values. And it could come after a time of travel or a relationship or both. Or while you're traveling, you start to reflect on past relationships and your values and how that's affected you, and maybe connecting to a deeper sense of self through understanding what you really value and what you really need. Yeah, it just seems like a lot of continual transforming. And that's the life that you're creating. A constant reinvention of the self, I feel, for you, group 1. And I do feel that it's sparked by introspection a lot of the times, and wanting to seek knowledge or seek answers. So let's get a bit more for you, group 1, about the life you're creating. What life is group 1 creating? Yeah, you know, me wanting to spread out these cards, it made me think of like breathing room and needing more room to breathe, or needing more room to expand, needing more space, giving yourself more space. I was saying in the beginning, you could feel like you're on a narrow path, and there does seem to be a need for widening your options, not feeling like you only have one option. It's making me think of Tame Impala's song, New Person, Same Old Mistakes. I'm gonna link that for your group, but towards the end, he says, stop thinking that's the only option. And it's kind of like in the background. It's a very lovely song. I encourage you to listen to it. But yeah, for some of you, you could be thinking that there's only one way to make something happen, and that's causing more stress or anxiety. And it may benefit you to look into other ways of allowing something to happen, or just being more open to opportunities that may expand your life's path in some way. I wonder how many times I've said expand in your reading. It just seems like there's a need to expand, a wanting to expand, a desire to grow, and it feels very subconscious. And I do feel it's linked to an energy of just wanting freedom. Especially if you come from a lineage or a community that has had issues with freedom or limitations in being able to move forward, or being oppressed in some type of way. There's like a wanting to break chains. So for some of you, this does include breaking out of generational cycles and patterns and habits that have been in place, and moving beyond them and creating your own story in that way. And I was saying in the beginning, it does feel like your life is going to be set apart from what you've grown up around. And it does seem like you're setting a new standard. So love that for you. Group 1, can we get a bit more information for them, please, on the life that they are creating? Group 1, please, what life are they creating? Yeah, you know, I felt that hermit energy, and it landed right here on the 12th house. There does seem to be like a seeking, wanting to know more about the self, or understanding why you've done things, or why the world is the way that it is. And perhaps you grow into this energy, but it does seem like something happens in your life that kind of sends you into this existential desire to understand life on a deeper level. It seems like a transition from being appealed by the superficial things, or wanting the wealth and the success and the status and the accolades, all the things that are promoted to bring happiness, and then receiving it, I do feel like you will get to that point of having all of your needs met and even more. I'm thinking of bounty. You'll be experiencing a level of abundance, and I do feel that there may come a point where you realize that it's not bringing you the fulfillment or the satisfaction that you thought it would, and it causes you to withdraw a bit or become more invested in the concept of happiness and what that really looks like for you. Not what's publicized, not what's advertised, but what internally fulfills you. And how have you been deterred from that true sense of satisfaction? All of this makes me think of like, how has capitalism ruined us? But seriously, it does seem like you want to understand how you've perhaps been led astray by I don't know why the word propaganda, but just the media or the illusion of success in the never-ending cycle of chasing something to fulfill a void. And I really feel like for you, Group 1, there is a desire to hop off that hamster wheel and to free yourself of this perpetual state of apathy. Yeah, wow. I mean, I feel like that was pretty straightforward. Is there anything else? Whoa, that was a lot. Pretty deep too, Group 1. Yeah, I feel like, you're destined for a spiritual journey. Group 1, that seems so evident. And really getting to grasp the concept of happiness. And I do feel your journey within that is going to put you in a position to share your knowledge. This makes me think of like a philosopher, or some type of insight you receive is going to inspire other people. Yeah, but there may be a time that you want to sneak away, and for some of you this may include go living in the mountains, or go living like the monks, or really trying to detach from overstimulation. It's very interesting. Let me get a bit more here for Group 1. Any other messages about the life that they are creating for Group 1, please? We have the sun again. So there is a lot about connecting to the source. So yeah, spirituality could be big here. Connecting to a true sense of self, understanding the self. It's making me think of that saying that you are your own guru. So for some of you, there could be a desire to overthrow some type of idea that other people hold authority over our lives. That's very interesting. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate, of course. But overall, there is a connection to wanting to experience joy and understand the concept of joy and what prevents that state of being. In the Knight of Wands, yeah, so traveling could definitely be a major part of your life and allows you the space and the time and the opportunity to really delve deep into these thoughts of yours, to really develop your mind and your connection to the world at large, expanding your belief systems or altering your philosophies of life. it feels very adventurous, and I do feel like your travels will spark a lot of your insight or revelations that you may have. So, whoa, group 1, you seem like the character here. Very interesting. I was not expecting this to come through. I mean, I don't usually have expectations. I don't really ever have expectations of a reading, but I just was not expecting this at all. So let me know how it's resonating for you in the comments. It's very interesting. You know, and for some of you, you could decide to work with children because there seems to be like an admiration of their connection to source and their ability to have a childlike wonder or belief in the good and wanting to protect that. That can only be for a small number of you, group 1. Or maybe even you creating your own family can help to expand your understanding in some way. Your children could be very pivotal in your life and help you to break out of old thought patterns and belief systems. Yeah, for a lot of you, it could be a connection to you having children, or that's a pivotal point in your life, or something that's going to be pivotal. But anyway, let's get these final messages for you, group 1. Final messages for group 1, please. Wow. After this whole time I was talking about happiness, I do feel there's a huge focus on that in your life, and really wanting to pursue the concept of happiness is making me think of Aristotle's eudaimonia, but that's on the path of philosophy. So for a lot of you, you could be very interested in philosophy, or that could be an interest of yours later on down the line. We have that with those flowers. We have butterfly with a change for the better. I'm connecting this to all this energy around transformation. I do feel that you are continually undergoing a level of transition and transformation, but it's always for the better. Okay. We have whale with great worry over nothing, and I do feel this is connected to you achieving a lot in life and reflecting on how there was a lot of time wasted on worrying. Yeah, and for some of you, you may reach that point in time later on in your life where you realize how much you were preventing your own happiness by being worried about things that eventually did not matter as much as you thought. But remembering not to shame yourself for worrying over things. It's human nature to experience those feelings. You know, it's hard out here being a human. So just give yourself grace and sit with those emotions and allow them to pass. Yeah. And finally, we have haystack with karma. You will reap what you have sown. I'm connecting that to the 12th house and really understanding how your actions have a domino effect, and how although you may think that one action has immediate ramifications, or it only will matter in this period of time, you'll realize that, oh wow, you know, that actually impacted my life for the long term. I want to give an example so it's not so vague. I'm thinking of, let's say that you start going to a salsa class just because you wanted to try something new and do things differently. You go there every week and you meet a new friend, and they're from Spain, and you guys start talking and you realize, like, wow, I really want to go to Spain now to experience the culture and to expand my mind. And so you go to Spain and you meet another person and it just goes on and on. But if you had not gone to that salsa class, you would have never met that person. You probably would have never had the inclination to go to Spain. That's a very dramatic example, but it's just like a contagion of events that are sparked by just one seemingly menial action. I feel like I've explained it enough. Group 1. So yeah, there could just be a lot of small connections that turn out to be pretty major in your life, and I feel that you'll realize that through your reflections here. It seems like you'll be doing a lot of reflection in this life, a lot of writing perhaps as well. You could publish a book eventually. Yeah, I'm looking at the stashed away writings. You may want to sneak away or retreat so that you can ponder and reflect and contemplate. You do feel like you have a philosopher's mind, group 1, so I would encourage you to look into that topic if you haven't already. But anyway, let's get some other final messages for you, group 1. Alrighty, with hills, obstacles to overcome, and you will, group 1, you will overcome them. We have purse with pay attention to your finances. I do feel there's a huge focus on you wanting financial security, and you may want to hide away some type of money. And I feel with this purse here, it's encouraging you to reflect on your relationship to finances and wealth, and what that looks like to you, and seeing if you have any mentalities of scarcity around your spending habits or around your finances in general. I also want to say there could be a tendency to overspend when you are stressed, or when you are feeling a lack of feeling or emotion, or feeling apathetic. I feel that there's a link between your emotional state and your spending habits, and it seems to be encouraged to reflect on that. And finally, we have ear with good news. So I do feel that you will be hearing good news soon. Or what you say to others really affects them in a good way, like your insights. For some of you, music could be important as well. But that's what I really feel with that card there. So this is why I feel like I need to leave it for you, group 1. Let me know in the comments how it resonated. I really appreciate that. If you felt that you enjoyed this reading or it helped you in some way, please remember to leave it a like to let me know. I really appreciate that. If you want to see more content or readings from me, I encourage you to subscribe. But that's really all I have. I wish you so much peace and blessings and fulfillment on this path of life, group 1. I hope that you're well, and I hope that you are surrounded by love and support, and I hope that you find time to rest your mind, group 1. So thank you again. Take it easy, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Until then, bye bye. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your reading on what life are you creating. So let's go on and see what that may be for you, group 2. What life is group 2 creating? Please, what life are they creating? I love that. We have some Capricorn energy coming out here. So with the apple, that makes me think of winning the race, going the long haul, trusting in your abilities, focusing on the vision, focusing on the goal. I feel that coming into an understanding of the value of discipline and structure and focus and patience and dedication are going to be very important in this life that you're creating. And perhaps understanding the concept of self-control and the energy of self-restraint, because with this Capricorn energy here, it makes me think of setting standards for yourself or putting limits on certain activities or understanding where limits may need to be set in your life. It does seem like there is a part of you that does want to, group 2, there's like an indulgent energy I feel with you, or just a desire to really experience the finer things in life and to really want to experience fun and excitement and joy and pleasure. And perhaps when you get a taste of it, there could be like a temptation to indulge or to go beyond your limits. And I do feel that you are creating a life of more balance, more structure, and a sense of moderation. So that's very interesting. I feel there could also be a focus on bettering your health. And I feel this may come after a time of understanding your emotions and how your emotional well-being affects your decision making and how certain states of mind may lead you towards more unhealthy habits. Very interesting. Yeah, it does seem like health is very important for you in this life of yours and in the life that you're creating. Becoming healthier physically, mentally, and emotionally could be important in this life journey for you. Health seems very important for you, group 2. Also, for some of you, this could be eventually you becoming an expert in the healthcare field, or maybe someone that works with the body. I'm thinking of like somatic healing, or literally becoming a doctor or a therapist, or just going into some type of healing profession. And if not making that your profession, then I do feel this is just you wanting to become a healthier person and really focusing on becoming a better you, group 2. So yeah, that's very interesting. Also, I wanted to say you don't have to be a Capricorn group 2. I just feel the energy of Saturn, and the idea of structure and limitation and boundaries, and setting boundaries with yourself as well as others in a healthy manner, that's going to be very important for you. It is also going to assist in you making things happen in your life. So let's get a bit more here for you, group 2, about the life that you're creating. What life is group 2 creating for themselves, please? Group 2 life. Yeah, I was saying wanting to experience joy. There goes that Saturn energy. Yeah. That's so bizarre to me. I want to say for you, group 2, if you don't have Capricorn in your chart, you interacting with people who have Saturnian traits or who have a level of structure and discipline about them, that's going to really help you out. And surrounding yourself with people who have that energy is going to inspire you to really step up. I feel for you in this life, group 2, the idea of watching the company that you keep is very pivotal in your development, because it seems like there's an ability that you have to accommodate to the environment that you're in, particularly well. As humans, that's just an ability that we have, but some do it better than others, and I feel like you do it better than a lot of people. Group 2. So interesting that there's fireworks outside and it's not 4th of July. It's January 21st. Anyway, group 2, that's distractions. See? That's another thing. It's like, be mindful of who you surround yourself with, because I feel if you get around certain people that don't influence you in the healthiest of manners, it will be easy to adapt to their behaviors, and you could become overly influenced by a level of negativity and a level of unhealthy habits or coping mechanisms. And I do feel, regardless of what happens, if you do end up in that predicament, Saturn will go ahead and help you to see your way through it. Okay, it may be some difficulty. It may involve you needing to break away from certain addictive behaviors or certain relationships that have a level of unhealthy relating. You could go through a lot of relationship transformations as well. It could take place in your relationships that you transform the most, in your friendship, in your romantic relationships, or even family relations. I do feel that other people are going to be pivotal in your life overall, and understanding that you are so influenced by those around you, and it's important that you accept that quality about you, to not shy away from it, and to understand how you can become empowered by that part of you, and recognizing that you amplify the energy that is around. And I also feel coming into a level of individuality and developing your sense of self is going to be important. And it may require you to break away from relationships that have hindered your ability to express yourself openly. And it may require a lot of patience and time. Group 2, especially if you are looking for harmonious relationships, I feel that a part of your life is recognizing that you are the source of joy in your life. And that it's important that you focus on ensuring that your well is replenished and not seeking that from other people. These hummingbirds, it's almost as if you are a person who provides some type of sustenance to people. I was saying you have like a healing energy about you, group 2, or you just are wanting to improve yourself or be inspirational or inspired in some way. And you could attract a lot of people. And when you are attractive in that way, there is a need to be mindful of what you are attracting, and ensuring that you do have a level of boundaries with other people, especially if they deplete you rather than uplift and refuel you. Okay? But it does seem like relating with other people is a huge part of your life. Group 2. You may become a person that does share a lot of wisdom and knowledge, whether that's about health or about relationships, or you just are a person who is going to become someone that people look up to or ask for advice. But it does seem like through relationships you will find your sense of self and your individuality. And those relationships may be very intense, group 2, and it may require a level of release, especially if you fall into any habits of obsession or codependency, or feeling like you aren't complete if you don't have a partner or someone around you. There's this energy of pushing you towards self-sufficiency. That's that Saturnian Capricorn energy I feel coming through. Like reliability within the self and not putting so much emphasis on other people providing you with what you need. Yeah. Can we get a bit more here for group 2? What life are they creating? Dignified. Yes, I do feel this life of yours is going to be one that is meant to empower you and push you to becoming your own authority and really taking accountability and responsibility for your life and the decisions that you make. Becoming aware of the consequences of your actions is very Saturnian, you know? I feel, but by doing so, it seems like you will be exalted, or it will help you to reach new levels and help you to come into a sense of, I'm thinking of like authority or not responsibility, authority or dignity that you haven't experienced before. It's interesting. We have Venus again, so there is something about you that seems to be attractive or captivating in some way, and I do feel that you are meant to use your I'm thinking of your ability to network or your beauty in some way. Like sharing yourself or creating something could be important in your life as well. Yeah, that Venus energy, you could be really good at connecting with other people or facilitating things or hosting. Yeah, there's like a push for you to put yourself out there, especially if there's a fear around being seen or being judged. I do feel that you are meant to overcome that in this life. And you're meant to connect more deeply with your emotions as well, group. Group 2. Yeah. And to not allow your emotions to push you to take hasty actions, or cause you to act on impulse. There does seem to be a level of needing to understand your emotions or connect more deeply to the parts of you that you want to run away from, or why there may be a tendency to want to escape, or why there may be a tendency to be drawn in by certain unhealthy habits or patterns, whether that's through relationships or through substances or food or some type of entertainment. Whatever it is, it does seem like you may battle with a level of hyper focus on things that may not be good for you, but you also have an ability to channel that into things that are good for you. So it does seem like a push and pull in your energy and needing to stabilize and not be pulled to extremes, because there's like a tendency to go left or right, black or white, you know. And I feel this is part of understanding the gray area and becoming more harmonious and balanced in your approach to life, to your emotions, to your feelings, in your actions, as well as in your relationships. And allowing yourself to be sensitive. You know, for some of you, I feel like you could have been told that you were sensitive in a negative way, or just made to feel like having emotions wasn't the best thing for you, or made you not strong and made you weak or whatever, like, bye. I can't even. I feel like in this life you are meant to recognize the strengths in your emotions, and being able to sit with all of them, and how that helps you to connect with other people on a deeper level. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, y'all. Yeah, I do feel that is important. Your emotional well-being, and your emotional health, as well as your mental health, seems to be important. And having more clarity in your relationships as well. Asking for more clarity, providing more clarity. And I feel like that will come through you having more clarity about your emotions, group. Too. So let's get a bit more information here for you. I feel like these readings are going to be long. That's okay. Anything else about the life that group 2 is creating, please? Group 2. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I do feel that you are set to be a very accomplished person, someone who is very fortunate, who does have a lot to look forward to, someone that will be celebrated, and that will experience a lot of, I want to say, travel or experience overall. I feel there may be a lot of twists and turns in your life. Some drama may ensue. I feel that you will have a lot of fun stories to tell other people. And I also think that you will undergo a lot of transformative experiences, and perhaps needing to cut out a lot of things in your life. For some of you, this includes overcoming some type of addiction, or overcoming addictive behaviors or patterns that you've had. It seems like moving away from old people, not just old people, but experiencing a lot of different types of people, and needing to continually move forward is going to be pivotal in your self-development, and not getting too attached to any situation. Going through life with a level of detachment will be beneficial to you, especially in relationships. Group 2, it seems like that may be a difficulty that you may have to overcome, is overly attaching to certain relationships out of emotional dependency, or some type of misperception around the concept of love and what that means. Yeah, for some of you, honestly, for a lot of you, group 2, I feel that your understanding of love will undergo a lot of changes, and there could be like an addictive quality to your relationships that you mistake for love. And needing to move away from a habitual cycle that you may experience. And for some of you, it could be linked to you needing to detach from certain relationships so that your career can improve, or just you can allow yourself to become more healthy and to focus on things that will nourish you. Very interesting. Overall, it does seem like there's a lot to look forward to, group 2, so that's exciting. Very exciting. I do want to say, though, with the 9 of Wands, it's important that you do set boundaries, group 2. Healthy boundaries, especially in your relationships. Okay. For some of you, this may include sexual boundaries with people, or just relational boundaries in general. I feel like that will save a lot of heartbreak, and it will really help you out. And to also not give up on the concept of love. I keep bringing up relationships for you, group 2, so it does seem like, you have a lot of lessons to learn in relationships, or that's just a big focus for your life. But the energy of perseverance and resilience is definitely necessary, and to give yourself the time to replenish and heal in those times of being in the trenches with either people or just really having to put forth your effort in your career. It seems like, there could be a lot of work in career matters, and you may like to escape through your relationships or through certain activities. And there's a lot to learn with that. So very interesting, very, very interesting group. Two, let's get some final messages for you. Final messages for group 2, please. Final messages for group 2. Right, we have coins with money will be coming to you, period. Okay, so be free of any financial fears that you may have. That really wasn't even a concern in your reading. I feel like your needs will be met, and you may be receiving a job that really provides you with financial security. I do feel that you are on the road to success. That's very evident with the Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So keep focused, okay? Group 2, I do feel like your work will be paying off. I had something else to say, but it slipped my mind. Hopefully it comes back. Let's get some other messages for you, group 2. Final messages for group 2, please. Okay. We have seek out information that will help you. So being on the lookout for opportunities that can further advance you will be important. I also feel that is linked to not only your career, but also in matters of relationships, looking into good practices on conflict resolution, or how to connect more deeply with your emotions, or looking into ways to help you identify your emotions. I feel that's really encouraging you to always be expanding your mind in some way, and to cut out anything that feels mindless or things that aren't aligned with intentionality, because any area of your life that is not met with intention is going to lead you astray. So I do feel like the energy of focus and intention will really save you from a lot of trouble. Group 2, we have Beetle with good fortune. That's very self-explanatory with the Wheel of Fortune. It does seem like you're meant to live a fortunate life here, group 2. And we have Dagger with fear, worries, intense situations. I was saying that it does seem like you will be encountering dramatic situations, but I feel that it's nothing dangerous. I feel what's dangerous is the overthinking that could happen, and I want to encourage you to really implement mindfulness techniques, and to remember that there's always a way out. Things will get better, okay? Group 2, and we have Key with successful outcome to your problems, so there really is no need to fear a situation. Always know that things are going to get better, and to bring yourself back to a state of peace within, so that these fears and worries that you may experience don't push you into self-sabotaging behaviors. Group 2. So, whoa, I have to say, group 2, that was a lot of information. Let me know how it resonated with you in the comments. Group 2, I would really love to know. And if you enjoyed, please remember to leave it a like. And if you'd like to see more readings from me, subscribe if you want. Okay? So, sending you many blessings. Much love to you, group 2. Remember to take some time out to rest. Don't stress. You're too blessed to be stressed. Group 2, okay? So really, implement those mindfulness techniques and you will be okay. So I hope to see you in the next reading. Until then, bye bye, group 2. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading on what life are you creating. So let's go on and see what that may be for you, group 2. Oop, group 3, I apologize. Group 3, please, what life are they creating? Group 3, please. Regeneration. You know, group 3, I feel there's a lot of energy around healing for you. You're creating more space to heal. I feel a seeking energy, like seeking wisdom, seeking knowledge that will help you to grow and to become better. Can we get a bit more information for group 3, please? What life are they creating, group 3? Group 3. Yeah. There's definitely an energy of wanting to learn from your experiences. I do feel, group 3, there's this energy of overcoming difficulty, and I feel for some of you, you've already gone through a lot of emotional pain or actual physical transformations or a transformation in your financial situation, or just going through things that really test your strength. And I feel that you are creating a life of more security within yourself, as well as more peace and acceptance with what happens in life. I do get an energy of resilience with you, group 3, and allowing yourself to be transformed. You give me Phoenix energy, group 3, being transformed by going through the fire. Allowing difficulty to become a source of empowerment for you, group 3. And I feel a lot of blessings come from your ability to overcome circumstances that may feel very irrational or may feel unfair in some way. But I'm thinking of that Erykah Badu lyric where she says, peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. I just had to sing it, but I was trying to say it without singing. Essentially, she's saying peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. So, yeah, it seems like for a lot of you, your strength is tested before you are able to reap the rewards of your perseverance. And I do feel a level of frustration, like, why does it have to be so hard? Why me? And I hope that this quote can be of little comfort, that God gives the toughest battles to the strongest of soldiers. And for some of you, I do feel like, oh my God, girl vibe. And I totally understand, group 3, but truly it does seem like your experiences are going to, I don't know why I heard raise a nation or really provide a level of stability and security for those who follow after you, or those who are surrounded by your presence or gifted with you as a person in their life. I feel that you are more appreciated than you know. And I also feel that your experiences will become a testimony to the success that you will experience in your life if you have not already experienced a level of success. I feel you're not building this type of strength for nothing, group 3. So trust that you are in the training center of life. I feel like you're really getting prepared to carry a lot of prosperity, and I feel that with a level of abundance, there needs to be a sturdy foundation to bear that weight. So yeah, it does seem like you could become a person that really leads the pack. I feel you will become a central figure in your family, or someone who really transforms the conditions of your family, or just transforms your conditions, period. You could bestow a lot of wisdom upon those who are around you as well. But it seems like it's hard-earned wisdom. Like it's not from reading just a book. I feel like this is experiential wisdom that you acquire. Yeah, can we get a bit more information, please, for group 3 on what life they are creating, please? What life is group 3 creating? I love that. You know, I'm getting a couple things with this trine. I feel that you are someone who is set to experience freedom in some way, or to set something free, or to set yourself free from conditions that you were born into. Really breaking out of a cycle that perhaps your family has been entrenched in. You could have felt drawn to a different group as well, group 3. But I do get this feeling of wanting to expand outside of circumstances, or wanting to experience more, and perhaps being given a set of unfair disadvantages that you've had to overcome. But it seems like you are meant to beat the odds, group 3, and to really rise above challenges. And I do feel that you are heavily supported in this, especially spiritually. And your faith may serve as an anchor for you as you traverse these difficulties and really build up your strength and resilience. And I do want to say that this is not the epitome of your life. I feel that the hardships that you experience are leading you towards a life of more ease, because with this trine and sextile, it does seem like things are going to loosen up, things are going to become easier and better for you. But for some reason, it's like you have to get through this difficulty so that you can really bask in what you've been able to overcome. You know, I feel with you, group 3, it's like, let's get the hard stuff out the way first. You know, that's what I feel. Your energy is like, let's save the best for last. Let's overcome what we need to so that we can relax and retire. You know, retire early for some of you, or just have a more ease in the later part of your life. So for a lot of you, group 3, I feel the beginning of your life could have posed a lot of challenges for you. You could have experienced the difficulty in your childhood, or just in your young adult years, or maybe you are experiencing difficulty at this time and really needing to heal from what you've experienced. But I do feel that the hardest part of your journey will be, of course, getting through that time, but also healing from your experiences. Healing from your experiences and recognizing how it has affected your sense of self and affected your ability to really trust in your abilities, or trust in what you're capable of. I do feel like there's an energy of needing to prove yourself to yourself, and to remind yourself of how extraordinary you are, and your ability to rise above certain challenges that many of your peers may not have to encounter is a symbol of you having the only word I can think of is like spice, having a certain mission on your life. I feel that's the best way I can put it, unfortunately. Group 3, it just seems like your soul has a mission of setting people free. It's making me think of like Harriet Tubman and having that courage to continually show up in the face of adversity just to improve the conditions of those around you. So there could be a big focus on community or family and wanting to set the next generation up for a greater sense of success, even if you aren't able to experience it. Yeah, you know, wow. Let's get a bit more for you, group 3, on the life that you're creating. Can we get a bit more here for group 3 about the life that they're creating? Group 3, please. Yeah, I do feel that you are meant to experience a level of prosperity in your life, or opening new doors to financial prosperity, new opportunities to expand your net worth in some way. I feel for you, group 3, there's a lot of trust and faith that's needed on your path, because it kind of feels like everything is not what it seems. Like you may feel like you're on a specific path, but then things change and you're pulled away into this new path that you have to navigate. But it seems fortunate, like a fortunate turn of events. Yeah, with the Page of Pentacles, this could include you getting an educational opportunity or expanding your education. I feel like education would be a gateway for you to experience financial prosperity, especially if you would be the first to go to school or pursue higher education or pursue some type of skill or certificate. Yeah, it really seems like that's going to allow for a lot more financial opportunities to come towards you. Or if not finances, I feel health matters. You becoming more focused on improving your health or your physical surroundings, maybe moving away from a town that you grew up in, or purchasing some type of property, or just understanding how you can improve your circumstances in general will really help you to plant new seeds, not only for you but for others as well. There could be a idea that you have that expands or influences other people. You know, I keep wanting to come back to finances though, so I do feel a lot of you, education will be important for this to start happening in your life. Are you gaining some type of knowledge or going into some type of study? We also have Wheel of Fortune, so yeah, I do feel a fortunate turn of events. And I was saying before that you could feel like you're on a certain path, but you're quickly like pushed in a new direction, and it feels like it's divinely inspired, or there's like higher forces that you're very connected to, and things will just seamlessly flow. If it doesn't feel like it's happening, or if you have to strain or push too hard, that doesn't seem like that's what's meant for you, because a lot of your life is meant to just flow. Although you will encounter challenges, and I feel like you'll overcome them. And like I was saying, I feel like it's rooted in your childhood, or it's happened or happening in the earlier part of your life. I do sense for you, group 3, a lot of the fortune that you are going to experience comes in the healing part, or you being able to heal from your difficulties. you being open to traveling as well. Education seems to be very important, or expanding your mind or expanding your concept of the world. That seems very important. Anything else for group 3? Please. Group 3. Yeah, you see, I do feel, children could be very important for you as well. Your children could play a pivotal role in your life, of course. But there could be particularly a child that becomes very important for you, group 3, whether publicly or just they have a huge impact on you overall. That seems to be very significant. A child, or you may come into a level of prominence as well, group 3. Yeah, and I feel like it's connected to your ideas or something that you do, but particularly your mind, the way you think, the ideas that you have. Please put them out, group 3, because it seems like there is a intellectual creativity that you have, and you could be incredibly smart and intelligent. And that's why I keep feeling drawn to education, because it seems like either you are a seeker of knowledge and always wanting to learn, or you would actually do very well with educational pursuits. And I feel like a lot of prosperity lies in you expanding your mind or sharing your thoughts. Public speaking as well could be important for you, or developing your communication skills, group 3. I also feel that there could be a significant relationship that you will encounter. It may teach you boundaries. It also may teach you emotional maturity, or it will help you to mature emotionally. I feel for a lot of you, you will have to heal from past relational traumas that you've experienced, to open your heart up to an emotionally stable and reliable and consistent partner. But I do feel in time you will come into a loving and caring partnership that will really change the game for you, okay? And it may be the first healthy relationship that you've ever experienced in your life or ever seen in your life, group 3. But yeah, you seem like a very inspirational person, and I do feel like your life, it will be a testimony. You may write a book eventually, but it seems like there's a lot to share with the world. You may have a ability to connect with the source, or you could be very intuitive, and I really feel like this is pushing you to tap in, group 3, and to really trust what you feel and trust your intuition, and to develop those skills as well. So yeah, you can also pursue your own endeavors independently. But that's what I'm seeing. I love that. Let's get some final messages for you, group 3. Final messages for group 3 about the life that they are creating. Please, final messages for group 3. Yeah, that's what I felt. Like, the past was probably the hardest or the most difficult part of life to get through. It just seems like now it's time to really utilize your skills, and that could be the challenge, like putting forth your effort to overcome comfort zones. But we have rainbow with the most difficult part of a situation is over. I sense that. Okay. We have woman dealings or relationship with a woman, and deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So you could come into a very profound relationship with a woman. I'm feeling this is a friendship for a lot of you, if not most of you. Whatever your identity is in that realm, I feel like someone who is of the same sex or gender, there will be a bond that's created that helps you to move forward and helps you to really heal from difficulty. But also I'm feeling like that could be developing a deeper friendship with yourself, or connecting to that feminine aspect of self. We have leg with stepping into a new experience. So I do feel that big time, like you are meant to expand outside of your familiar circumstances. Excuse me, it seems like you are meant to experience a lot of new things in this life and perhaps to even travel. Group 3, to expand your concept of the world. Let's get a bit more for group 3. Final messages for group 3. All right, we have secret admirer. So I do feel like for a lot of you, you could be in some position of prominence, or you could have some level of authority, and I feel like you will attract a lot of people in general. Yeah, it just seems like you have this air of beauty about you, and that could attract admirers. We also have gavel with involvement with the law. So for a lot of you, you could want to make changes to institutions. I'm getting like wanting to add more diversity into certain programs, or wanting to advocate for women's rights or civil rights, or wanting to adjudicate situations for people, or feeling very strongly about a particular cause. That could be what this is about. But you could also be encouraged to learn your laws or your rights, or to really know contractual agreements that you sign, especially for those of you who are pursuing endeavors on their own and you begin to have partnerships. It's important that you get all the facts and meet with those people who have the facts, okay? And on the bottom we have money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find. I'm pretty sure you'll find it. Group 3. So whoa, let me know how that was for you. I love how the reading began with energy of heaviness, and now we are here with a lot of light energy and expansive optimism. So I feel like that's a testament to your life. Like, it may begin in some more difficult situations or more intense situations, and then it transforms into a beautiful life of harmony and ease. So allow life to unfold in the way that it does, and don't spend too much time worrying about the things that you've encountered. I also feel like another message for you is to know that you will not have to go through certain things ever again. It's over, and you can learn to release those fears that keep you in a perpetual state of survival, because there's no longer a need to survive. Now it's time to live. Group 3. So I shall leave you with that. Let me know how it resonates with you in the comments. Subscribe if you wish to see more readings from me. I really appreciate that. And leave it a like if it resonated with you, or if you want to. So again, thank you, and sending you so much love. Until the next one, Group 3. Bye-bye.